Oh, fuck. My phone's on the way out, man. Shit. Right, let's see if anybody turns up. Anybody out there? Anybody around? What's happening? Yes, Violet, good to see you, my friend. I will mod you. Hopefully it's real you. If it's not, I can do something this time because I do have control of the channel. So let's give Violet a mod. Oh, I'm just gonna have to can I do it through StreamYard? Nope, you can't. Right, let's go on to YouTube. Just going on to YouTube a second to mod. Let's find my channel. I don't know if you can still hear me or not, but let's find my channel. Oh, come on, man. This is moving slow. I got too many frigging things open. No subscriptions. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to thingy. Oh no, shit. I'm gonna have to switch account as well. I got 70 subs now. Flying, mate. Flying. How you doing, Violet? Hope you good. Oh, what is this? Taking the piss, mate. Right, yeah. Oh, okay. Found my stream. Hopefully, I haven't been kicked out. I'm still there. Alright, let's make Violet a mod. Boom. Add moderator. Alright, hopefully you're now a mod, Violet. There you go. Right, back to stream. Where is everyone? Let me drop the link if anybody shows up. How do I do the link again? Oh, flipping no, man, I forgot. It's been that long. Oh, you got a meeting, yeah? Right, I gotta try to remember now how to get the link. Okay. Let's Saint 2-1. Who do you vote for, Violet? If you don't want to say, obviously don't say, but are you a Labour voter or Liberal Democrat or I can't right. For some reason it's not showing me how to get the link. Okay, there's the link. Yeah. Copy link. Alright, let's drop the link. Okay, link is now dropped. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Right, so let's see if any people. It's okay. I'm neither left or right. I want to conserve and progress, but I do believe this was planned for Rishi. Yeah, seems that way. It's amazing when you well, when I found out the fact that he's only been in politics 7 years. That is one hell of a rise. That's yeah. To go from only being only being in politics for 7 years and you become prime minister, that's one hell of an achievement. Well, is it a sign of corruption, right? Because we know that his wife's is it a wife's father? His wife's father is a very rich man. I think his wife is very rich as well. So, and we know how greedy politicians can be. Yeah. Well, this is going to be very dependent on who shows up. Yeah, the billionaires. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Have we ever had a billionaire prime minister before? Not sure. He is definitely not going to be able to understand the experience of the working man and woman. I don't think. Guy's a billionaire. Like even said just a beekeeper. Yeah, he's very rich. Let's make beekeeper a mod. All right, there you are. Freaking hell, man, I got a bit of a cough. He's already said he has no working class friends. We're all fucked. He has no working class friends. The guy's a pure snob, man. Don't worry about his the complexion of his skin. The guy's freaking he's the elite of the elite, mate. Yeah, we'll see if anybody wants to jump on or any more people turn up. If not, then it's gonna be hard to keep going, to be honest with you. I don't really have the steam to just keep talking and talking. There's some people that are good monologuers. I think Moon's good at a monologue. Jupiter's good at it. Those guys can Raj, obviously Raj, I think Raj is like Premier League, isn't it? Yeah, 7 years from 0 to PM. Yeah, it's unbelievable rise. That's a very, very, very fast rise. Again, that's another thing. I can't imagine there's ever been anyone who's been in politics for 7 years and well, such a short amount of time and managed to become prime minister, right? That must be a record within itself. Oh, I don't know about that, Violet. I don't know about that. I think I'm more suited to just having arguments with people. Did you guys see that Claire woman? She's quite a unique character. I think she is a like she's a troll basically. But when you see, that's the thing. When you say someone's a troll, it doesn't excuse the things they do. I think you trolling people who have disabled children is an extremely bad thing to do. I think it's of extremely low character. People have, those people have got hard enough lives as it is. They don't need fuckers. No, she's not a Muslim herself. She's not a Muslim. She just thinks the ideology of Islam will defeat liberalism in the West. But she says herself she's not a Muslim. She just wants to use Islamic principle, which is crazy within itself, right? It don't even make sense. If you're not a practicing Muslim, why would you want to implement Islamic law? Yeah, she's something. She's definitely something. I think she does it. I think she will do whatever gets the reaction. So she likes pushing the Islam thing to certain people because it gets people to have a reaction, and because she knows what a lot of people think of Islam. So yeah, like for instance, when she phoned up that program and stated her views about disabled children, she knew it was going to get a reaction. I think she gets off on that. I think she enjoys the reaction she gets from saying certain things. She's been a member of BNP. She's been a member of the Labour Party, the Conservative Party. She's done it all. UKIP. She's been everywhere. She got kicked out of BNP, which is quite something else. She was too hardcore for the BNP, for fuck's sake. Let's hope she's a one-off. She's not. She's not a one-off. You got Ralph. I think Ralph has done the same kind of thing. I think there's a lot of people out there that really they don't care about anything. They just like trolling. They like getting reactions out of people and stuff. So there are a lot of those people out there. They don't have a position. They don't have principles. Like they'll change depending on the group that they're with. So if they're with a group that thinks something, then they'll go along with it, or they'll their position changes depending on who they're talking to. There's a lot of those kind of people. Ralph is like that. He started out promoting one thing, then he went to another thing, then he went to another thing, and his positions all over the place. I think that it's really, really, really like sophisticated trolls, but still, it's still nuts. Because you use the word troll for something doesn't make it okay. I think she might be lonely and hurt, hence her awful words. Yeah, that's it. Certain people get enjoyment, don't they, out of hurting other people. I don't think you really conduct yourself like that if you're not a damaged individual, to be honest with you. It is what it is, isn't it? It's the on a day-to-day basis, we all are living in our own kind of virtual reality, aren't we? This is like some kind of virtual world that we're all living in. Wendy is a clear light. She must need new tires after the rapid 180s she's been doing lately. Yeah, I've known Wendy a long time, and she's done this stuff before. So, how you doing, Mr. Rick? Yeah, Wendy's done this stuff before. She's but it yeah, but people also would just turn a blind eye to that stuff because she's going at somebody that they don't like. So that's the game, isn't it? It's like people just forget all of that, and then it's like, oh, you're going at people we don't like, so we're just gonna forget all that stuff and just side with you, basically. That's where it's gonna be. But yeah. So it is what it is. Mr. Rick, that's Den Terrigan, yeah? Well, I don't know if that's your real name or not, but I think I've seen you talking about some of the stuff that's going on with the Clown World thing and all that stuff. That's the thing, though, isn't it, about this Clown World and all that? It seems staged with Wendy a few times strange, isn't it? ITV. Yeah, that's it. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, is a lot of this stuff happening for entertainment? Is it a case of giving people something to do? It's all fucking, I don't know. How important is it really at the end of the day? Because when really we look at the what's going on in politics, I think that's even more bizarre than what goes on these panels. You've got a fella who's been in politics 7 years, just become prime minister. He got rejected by his own the members of his own party. He lost to Liz Truss. The man lost to Liz Truss, and then in the matter of weeks, he's then prime minister. It's not really a good look, is it? And I don't know, how's he going to do in the general election? Because if Labour don't win the next election, I'll be very surprised. And I obviously don't want a Labour government, but also I don't want this Tory government because they're not what they say they are. They basically are. They're just Labour. So, oh well, shit happens. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about all that stuff. It's yeah. Let me drop the link if anybody wants to jump on. Oh yeah, I think it's blatantly obvious that the political system's rigged. You know, whoever the person is in, I think Liz Truss showed that, right? The prime minister is not actually in control of what happens. She tried to do her own thing, and well, she was gone. within no time. And I don't even like Liz Truss. So yeah, man. It's one of them things. I will be glad when all this clown world stuff and all the Wendy stuff and that is gone. But I think it's gonna go on for a long time, to be honest with you. Because it's like the main thing to talk about, isn't it? So it is what it is. The only constant in all of this is that the electorate will always be fucked over. Yeah, of course. Yeah, man. Give it a bit longer, see if anybody's jumping on the rope. But other than that, I don't think we're moving. I don't think we got the fuel. Look at Batten wrote 2 books on constitution, then fails to use it, seen in passion to help us. I liked Gerard Batten. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the thing, isn't it? You put someone forward, you say, "Oh yeah, this guy will be a good alternative," and then someone will say, "Nah, this guy's did this or this or this." So fuck knows, mate. I don't know. But all I know is I won't be voting for the Tory party. If I have to, I'll vote UKIP. I don't give a shit. Obviously, people will say, "Oh yeah, well you're just wasting your vote. It don't mean anything." But I don't care. I'm not giving my vote to any of the main parties because they're all just controlled opposition. I don't think Farage is the answer though, Dave. Although it can't say who would do. Although I can't say who would do the job. Yeah, but Farage would be good to cause a disruption to disturb the system, right? Because he would at least put pressure on. Oh, yeah, true. Actually, it's not. I think the putting pressure. Well, look, in regards to Brexit, right? He would be very useful in a general election because he could at least force them to have to be seen to be doing all they can to get us out of the EU, right? Because I know people say we are out of the EU, but we're actually not. There's still a lot of things going on. So, but ultimately, I think with the Conservatives, at some point, the way they've set all of this up, we will be going back into the EU. Yeah, I think Farage would be able to cause the most disruption. Basically, I think he'll be able to. I think he'd take a lot of seats from both. Like Farage said yesterday, this Conservative government can't hold that red wall. All those Labour voters, all those historical Labour voters who went over to the Tories with Boris when he got his majority, Rishi Sunak can't keep them. So Farage is the man who could actually take those votes. Politics, in my opinion, is controlled. No matter who we vote, we get the same regardless, but believe we have a choice. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like I've said before, Conservatives, yeah, they'll do it a little bit slower, but ultimately they're still going in the same direction. Labour, they'll just do it faster. They've got absolutely no regard or care or interest in what's best for British people, really. See if you look at the numbers in regards to immigration, they don't care the fact that this country is, but they don't care the fact that eventually the indigenous people of this country will become a minority, right? doesn't bother them in the slightest, because in reality, the people at the top only care about money. So they just want to keep importing as many taxpayers as they can. So if that means ultimately replacing the indigenous population, they don't care. As long as they just keep bringing in as many taxpayers as possible, they're not bothered. I know, obviously, that opens up the big questions. You know, I mean, that opens up a lot of questions into regards when people mentions anything in regards to demographic change and these kind of things. They automatically come to the conclusion that you're trying to promote national socialism or any of this shit. But I think it would be normal for anybody in any country to not want to become a minority, right? It's like if you went to, I don't know, if you went to Finland and you said to the Finnish people, would you like to become a minority in Finland? They'd say no. If you went to India and said the same to them, they'd say no. In India, they are extremely hard on Islam because they don't want they want they want the faith of Hinduism to remain dominant. So they don't want Islam to keep spreading. I think it's a normal position. Yeah, that's it. They just want to keep pumping taxpayers into the country. That's all they care about. Yeah, and that's it. And they don't give a shit what damage it does on the ground. They don't care about that. Oh, I mean, we've recently, well, not long ago, we've seen in Leicester how multiculturalism really is working, right? Because you've got gangs of Muslims attacking Hindus. You've got gangs of Muslims standing outside Hindu temples, you know, making threats and these kind of things, and it's clearly not. Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. It is when you got so many different. You need one dominant culture. You can't if you, this multi-faith, multicultural thing. It just leads to tension and conflict. That's what it is. And unfortunately, at the rate that they're importing people into Britain, they're not being able to. They're not being integrated because they're landing in areas that are already predominantly not British. And when they do land here, the people that have been born here, some of them are extremely anti-British. So you got new immigrants coming in, and they're being taught by by immigrants, well, third generation immigrants, to hate this country. It's mad. The enrichment, yeah. No, but if that was, let's say that was in the days of the EDL, and the EDL turned up to, I don't know, say Bradford, and they started beating up Muslims in the street, and then they started to gather outside mosques, and they're all standing, you know, mass gangs of them standing outside a mosque, all ballied up and that. This would be major news around the country. It'd be headline news, and rightly so, right? It would be headline news. What happened in Leicester? It's been and gone. They've just, they don't. It's like, no, we'll just brush this under the carpet because they don't want people to actually know the reality of what's going on. Allowing one group over another will always bring problems. Sharia law is treasonous, yet allowed. Yeah, obviously. They clearly aren't thinking about what's going to happen to our already overstretched housing, NHS schools, GPs, and I don't feel I can pull them up for fear of being called racist. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Our population is growing, but our infrastructure isn't. They haven't put the money into the infrastructure. So we're still running on the same sized infrastructure of about what 2008, 2010. But our population's always growing. So it's at such strain on everything. I can remember as a kid getting on a bus in the day, yeah, and it'd be empty. Nowadays, when you see buses going by, whatever time of day it is, they're packed. And also, we haven't built outwards. Everything's kind of crammed into small spaces, into cities and that. You know, there is quite a bit of green, like green belt and all this kind of stuff, but yeah, everything's condensed. But yeah. Well, look at Hatun at Speaker's Corner. She, you know, she won 10 grand because it was found that the police wrongfully arrested her. And this is a Christian woman being wrongfully arrested to defend and protect Muslims. So the police, they have openly done something that they shouldn't have done, something that was found to be wrong, a wrongful arrest, and they've done it on behalf of Muslims at Speaker's Corner. So, and we obviously know how many times the police have bent the rules, broke the rules, turned a blind eye in regards to this group across the country because of grooming, right? These, you know, the amount of girls in this country that were groomed at the hands of Pakistani Muslim gangs and how long it went on for shows how the system treats a certain religion. Anyone saying otherwise is deluded. Hey, 420, how you doing? Let me make you a mod. It's hard work these streams are. Hey, Al Sid, how you doing? Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm not bad. I'm getting a bit bored of all this back and forth. The all this, I don't know, the clown world, the Wendy stuff. It's a bit like, oh god. I think it's gonna go on for quite a while. So yeah, that seems to be like the thing that's dominating everything in this corner of YouTube at the moment. Boy, I don't know, man. I want to start to get away from it. I want to start talking about what's going on, like real world stuff and all these kind of things, because there's a hell of a lot of things going on politically. Yeah, jump on, man. Jump on whenever you want. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be going though. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what kind of job Rishi Sunak's gonna do. I'm imagining. I'm not. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see what he implements. What he does. This. Yeah. Yeah, I can't be doing the same arguments. It's like fucking it's like these expose videos. It's like these things were said on live streams. It's not secret, man. It's been said in public. They happened in public. It's like and then people all act like, oh, I've never seen this before, and oh god, it's like fucking hell, man, this has happened on a live stream. Everyone about 110 people was watching it. About 1,000 people watched the playback. It's not new. Well, yeah, we definitely in Britain. Unfortunately, we don't seem to be able to do what they've done in Sweden or Italy. They have managed to create alternatives, and I think it's because they have proportional representation. Though we've got first past the post, so it makes it extremely hard for anyone to get anywhere with that system. We propose it's like UKIP. I can't remember what year it was or what election, but they got 4 million votes, and they didn't get one seat. No, I don't know anything about lawful rebellion. Don't know anything about that stuff. What does that mean? 420. What does that mean? Yeah, man. It's yeah, proportional representation. Without it, you can't really break away, really, to be honest, yeah. I like both Wendy and Dupes, but sometimes Dupes just say stupid shit, and Wendy has been known to lie. So I look at them both using a Dupes quote with the side eye. All right. Beekeepers, yeah. We all say stupid shit though, Beekeeper. Fucking hell. You can't talk on these streams as much as we do. It's got to understand this. It's not actually really. I don't know if there's any public speaker out there, right? I don't know about any, but the amount of talking that's done in front of a live audience by, let's say, Jupiter on this is it's a lot, you know. And to be talking in front of a live audience that much, there's obviously going to be times where you say things that aren't correct and thinking it because it's not TV, is it? We're not editing it. It's live. It's direct. It's just literally someone sitting and just talking off the top of their head. You know what I mean? So it's not scripted. It's like if you watch History Debunked, he scripts all his videos. And I'm not saying that's like a negative. It's obviously what you should do if you want to make that kind of content, right? But it's scripted. When I say scripted, I mean he plans and writes what he's going to say in the video, and then he reads it off in the video so it comes across clean and crisp without any mistakes. But when you're just talking off the top of your head on live streams for hours and hours and hours, it's obvious it's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's obvious. To do this amount of public speaking in front of an audience, it's not really a common thing, to be honest with you. And then obviously you know at the same time you're being judged for the things that you say, and then certain people don't like the things you say, so then they want to attack you, and then it's quite a unique thing, really. Not unique, but it's different for lay people, laymen's to be doing, right? Because that's what we are. We're just Joe Blow off the street, aren't we? Joe Blogs. Duke's words and Hector's have caused a lot of grief, though, Dave. I think Dupes needs to fact check things before. Yeah, yeah. I heard the. I wasn't around when the thing with motion happened, so I heard that yesterday, but I don't know the full details of that, to be honest, because I didn't see that. I wasn't here for it, but I heard them mention it yesterday. I think it was someone else who mentioned it. Yeah, maybe that's it. We can all maybe think about what we say before we say it a bit more. I can understand that. Yeah, man. I've said bad things on the internet. Don't straight up and down. I've said all kinds of shit on the internet. So in no way, shape, or form am I sitting here like I've not said bad things, because I have. I've said in the past when I used to get pissed and come on streams, I've said bad things and I don't hide from it. Do you know what I mean? So, but getting drunk and coming on stream, not a good idea, man. Because people purposely try to, wind you up. And when you're pissed, you just let rip. Hey, Robert, how you doing, mate? Let me make you a mod. Oh, for fuck's sake, my phone's froze. Come on. Come on. Yeah, man, I know what you're saying, but it is what it is. But that's the thing, though, Beekeeper. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. But I definitely stick by that. the amount of talking that's done in front of an audience on a live stream, it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. And yeah, we all can learn. We can all definitely learn. We can all definitely learn, man. But that's the thing. Do people want to learn? I don't know. I don't know. But you do unfortunately have the problem with people, like if you say something they don't like or you disagree with them, they take it really personal and they become like obsessed with a person over it, and it's like, and then they want to start doxing people and all this stuff. It's a bit full on. Been on the phone to the hospital for 3 hours, still no joy. The system's fucked. Oh, they're having problems with their computers again. I went and picked up a prescription. I think it was Sunday, and they said they was having problems with the computer then. They're overrun, man. I'm telling you, the NHS is overrun. It really is. It's only going to get worse, Robert, mate. More people joining those NHS queues every day. Well, if you think about it, right? Let's say I lived in a country where I had to pay for healthcare, and I didn't particularly have much money, so I might build up a few minor health problems, right? That don't really get addressed. Like say you've had a problem for years with a certain thing, but you can't afford to get an operation. And then you come to Britain and you've got the luxury of using the NHS, you're going to make the most of it, right?
Morning.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad, dude.
So what did you, cause I've seen you say, I've seen you say like a few things about this clown world stuff and that. Because
Yeah.
what's your take on it all? Because what's your take on it?
To me, it's just a lefty-driven agenda. It's come in many forms over the last few years. Clown World it's been in the background for a while, hasn't it? But it's always been a bit mysterious. When it come forward, I think everyone was laughing, really. It is a joke in itself, I think, most of it. All the information that seems talking about, it's just chucking stones from a distance. There's no substance, there's no evidence. Every time you ask him for anything, there's nothing, is there? It's
Yeah,
all
it seems
hearsay.
that way. Yeah.
You've got agents like Simon Lord running about, gobshite fucking, oh, Danny Tomo shagged a 15-year-old, and it turns out, oh, she was 26. All these people are fucked up. There's something wrong with them. You know what I mean? Why would you do that? Is the truth not good enough? To me, if the
Yeah,
truth,
I heard that on your stream with because
mm,
that's a fucked up thing to accuse someone of, man. That 15-year-old thing. Yeah,
not naughty that. No reason to. Do you know what I mean? Just the thing of okay, if Danny Tomo had been having sex with, he says victims. I don't like that word. Survivors. If he has had sex with survivors, yeah, it's in bad taste, but it's not illegal. You know, there's no uh, age to it or whatever. It's consensual sex with two adults at that point. Yeah, it's bad taste.
oh, he's dropped that. I was going to ask him, how do they know that this has happened, though? See if he comes back on. Am I still here? Can you still hear me? I'll drop the link again. Let me get the link. Get the link. Oh, fucking hell. What have I done here? Cancel. Copy link. I'll drop the link again, man, if you want to get back in. I don't know what happened there. You guys can still hear me, yeah? I'm still here. That's what I was thinking. It's like, how do these guys know this stuff? Are you device ain't connected, Dan? No, I think he's having problems with it. All right, there you go.
I don't even know where we head up to then. I was talking before. It's only me talking.
Yeah, he just dropped out. So how do they know this stuff then? Or allegedly know this stuff?
Well, this is what I mean. Because I said to him, you've got to have some evidence. You've got to have some facts. You can't just say shit like that. That's literally just wild, fucked up accusations. And when you scratch beneath the surface, there don't seem to be any. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? They dropped all that evidence stuff. I can remember it, and they gave it to Wendy and Jupiter. And at the time, Wendy herself said it was all shit.
Yeah.
But Wendy's now saying it isn't. So.
Well, she's changed her stance that many times. I don't think Wendy's even credible anymore, to be honest. I don't think she ever was, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think she ever was. All her job titles, it's like, fucking hell, how many lives have you had to have all these careers? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because I keep thinking back to when Danny Roscoe, when there was that, I don't know, they kind of tried to accuse him of being a fucking terrorist or something. And I keep thinking back to that, and I think, yeah, that was a bit mad, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, look at the footage they played, and it weren't even Danny. And then there was no apology or nothing afterwards. It's like, are you people serious? You can't do that, play that out in front of all your audience and then have no retraction. It's mad. We was laughing, thinking that's not even Danny. It's not even Danny Roscoe. What are you doing?
Yeah, because when
that's
all this came,
sorry,
yeah, so no, when all this came to my attention is when Clownwood and them started to say that Danny was in PA.
Yep.
And they had that picture, and I was like, I couldn't really tell fucking either way, to be honest with you. And then I remember all that stuff kicked off, and then you had the thing with then Wendy did a stream on Danny with the was it protests around the Guy Fawkes thing or something?
Yeah.
And so then that's when I first came to know these people existed, to be honest with you. And I just knew they had a massive problem with Danny. But are they still saying that Roscoe was still in PA, or is that gone away now?
I think it's fizzled away. It's one of them to me. They're just literally trying the luck, throwing a stone from a distance and hoping it does some damage. Because as soon as you go, all right, come closer then, come show me what you've got. They run for the hills. I put a video out, no one's come near it. I've asked Simon, I've asked Dana, where's the evidence? None of them have come forward with fuck all. They're full of shit.
So what is the motive though? So what is like, because if you talk to them, they'll tell you it's because they want to like expose the truth and everything, and that Tommy Robinson and them are up to no good. But what do you think their motive is?
To me, I blatantly think it's just discredit. It's just a discredit smear campaign. I mean, I know because I've experienced it myself. It's the shit that they come out with, and you think there's no substance to it. Bring me facts in. I invite you to bring the facts. Show me up then. Put all this stuff out or whatever. There's never anything to it. This is the problem with them. But people are quite happy to run around with the hearsay for 2 weeks. I mean, Simon Lord and Danny Jones are trying to say, Simon was pissed that night. No. You was running about for weeks saying that. So how long was Simon pissed for? Is he an alcoholic or something? You know what I mean? It wasn't just that one night. That was weeks and weeks of slanderous campaign. Do you know what I mean?
Are they now not saying it was a 15-year-old? Have they gone back on that?
It's changed now to, she was 26. So,
right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, so
why did a 15-year-old get mentioned?
Well, they're trying to change it now and say, there is a 15-year-old somewhere in the mix, but that's not the accusation. But people have heard what the accusation was out of their own mouths. That's what was said. There's a court case there. Danny, Tomo, or whatever wanted to take him to court. He could take them to court easy, no problem. That's what we should be doing, striking back. Do you know what I mean? Because we never do that. We just go, they called me this, they called me that, and we let it roll. If that was the other way around, whoever would be in court and silenced and all that kind of shit. So it's mad.
Oh yeah. But have you seen any of this with Steve Speaker's Corner?
Yeah.
Did you catch any of that stuff with the Hope Not Hate and that?
No, I kind of pulled away from all that for a while. It just got boring. It's just kind of the same old thing with Speaker's Corner lately. I've not really been interested in it for a while, but I
No,
was
but
for
all of this seems to have kicked off because Steve Speaker's Corner was going around saying things about Tommy, and then Tommy had someone who was, I don't know, undercover in Hope Not Hate. Have you seen the video?
yeah.
Yeah, and then that's where all like this beef really came from. When people like called out Steve for it, this
Mm.
group kind of started because there's a whole
I
thing
think
between
it
Manny
was
Cinder. I
bubbling
don't know if you
away
know what
for.
that is.
I reckon it was bubbling away for a good, at least a year before that. To be honest, it's always been there in the background. People have just been a little bit. I don't know what people thought it was. To be honest, some people thought it was a good thing, and some people thought it was a bad thing. But it has been around for some time. Vinnie Sullivan was involved with them at least 2.5 years ago, something like that.
Hmm. So do you think Hope Not Hate is involved in any of this?
Yeah, 100%. I think Hope Not Hate are pretty much the front runners of Clown World. To be honest, I think it's all the same thing. It's all they do is change forms. It's like Antifa. Antifa used to be the front runners, but then when it started getting hot for them, and they're now more or less known as domestic terrorists, they change it to Hope Not Hate. You think, Army branding, it just keeps changing the branding name of it. That's all it is. It's the same shit. It's the same faces. Manchester Collective used to go and target these people. I used to be part of that Manchester Collective, and we used to go and target people like Antifa, Hate. No one stand in Manchester giving out leaflets and talking shit and filling people with nonsense. We used to go and confront them and basically just run them off. Not violently, just with words and better information. And we just used to target them, go around to
So
where
this
they're going to be and stuff like that.
so this Polish fella, do you know who he is? Not like I'd want to know who he is, but have you like seen him before or are you aware of him?
I don't think anyone's seen his face yet, have they?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone's
I
seen him,
don't
but I was
think
thinking like, does
so.
anyone know his voice? Like, have you spoke to him before? Is he a person who was in the movement and stuff?
No. This is what I mean. They've had so many pretenders along the way, pretending to be ex-Tommy team and this, that, and the other. They've always come away from Team Tommy, if you notice, but nobody nobody recognises them or knows them. So to me, anyone could say that. It's neither here nor there. They've never got
Yeah,
any
they
evidence.
think it has more of an impact, don't they? If
Yeah,
someone comes out and goes, "I was in the team and this and this," it's like it's one of the tactics, isn't it?
well, they've never got any videos and evidence and pictures and all that to back it up. It's just their word, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Anyone could do that. They had a guy that I can't think of his name. He went on Flow Destroyer's show. I don't know if you know his After Dark show, and he was coming out of all the anti-Tommy rhetoric and all that. And I contacted Flo and went, "This guy's never been in the Tommy movement, you know." He went, "No, he hasn't." Been go on then, get him to put anything, like show him anything at all, some footage, some pictures, anything with him at a demo. Never in a million years has this guy been anything to do with Team Tommy. I'm telling you. And he asked him, and I think he had to pull the video down eventually. It's one of them things, these people, you know what I mean? You get loads of pretenders just talking shit, and it's just to try and defame Tommy. Same as all this now with the 15-year-old and Danny Tomo. It's just to make people go, "Oh, I don't like that," and they'll kind of sidestep it a bit. On what?
So
Based on what? Nothing, no facts, no evidence. It's
you know,
pointless.
Danny Jones, he's never claimed to be in the team Tommy or anything like that. So what's his involvement in all this then?
Well, Danny Jones originally tried to infiltrate my group, Rude Awakening. Rude Awakening team used to do like a weekly show or something covering what topics people weren't talking about, sort of thing, the awkward subjects. And Danny Jones tried infiltrating that. We let him put the website together and all this. Proper let him have free reign kind of thing to see what he did. At the time, he was running about being the authority of this Hampstead case or whatever, and it's just one of them. He come forward with a court order for this case, and we just kind of let him think he was infiltrating us and whatever. He put Rudy Waiting in together. Certain block words he only chose to protect the father, Ricky Damon. He put 8 different variations of his name, but chose not to protect the children's name, which he claimed that was his only concern, for the children, nothing else. But he only chose to protect the dad, so that was suspicious straight away. We recorded every single move that he made, from the first footstep into the movement, into our side of things, and just watched what he's done and documented everything.
Does he do it as a hobby then? Or is he like, I don't know, is it just a hobby to him?
Yeah, well, to me, he's from the left. He's admitted he's from the left. When he
is he political, yeah?
He said, well, he swaps and changes. Sometimes he'll say yes, sometimes he'll say no. Sometimes he was in UKIP, sometimes he wasn't. He can't make his mind up, that guy. He's lied that much. I think he can't remember what he's told people, to be honest. But we've made that many recordings. Every time he says something, we just put the opposite out and go, oh, look, Danny lying again. He told that many lies. I genuinely don't think he knows the amount of lies he's told.
Obviously, I don't know him as much as you do, but the time that I've known him, I've never actually really known him to be political. He's just kind of come across like it's kind of his hobby and that, but you're saying that he is.
Well, political. It seems to be his hobby, trying to infiltrate groups and destroy them from within. That seems to give him his giggles or whatever. I mean, Flow Destroyer did a video on him. Flow Destroyer was one of Danny's close mates for quite some time or something, and even he did a video on him, exposing him just before he left YouTube, because he made Flow Destroyer look bad, doing all these antics that he's doing now still. So that's what I mean. Danny's not made any mates in any. The only people that have been around Danny have like pushed him away and exposed him along the way. Danny.
So, in your opinion, what's Simon's like investment in this stuff?
Just to me, it's just lefties that hate Tommy. That is the only thing that these people seem to have in common. Because you get Danny on his own, and he'll throw Simon under the bus and go, "Oh, I didn't say it. That was Simon." He'd quite happily throw Simon under the bus when he's not there. But then when he's on the live with him, he'll make out that, "Oh, I didn't say this and I didn't say that." It's like, well, it's all recorded. Simon can go back and watch the video himself. I don't care what.
I don't think. See, the thing, you might know Simon longer than I have, but I've never really known Simon as. I don't know. I don't think I've ever known him to be like promote like lefty stuff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I've literally only known him a very short amount of time. Very short. Oh. Just literally since he started saying this 15-year-old stuff, and I thought, what the fuck is this? So, because it does, it makes you, if you've been on Team Tommy and been around Team Tommy, you think, oh man, what is this shit now? All the stuff that's coming out, though, to be fair, there's been no substance to any of it. You know what I mean? So, to me, it's just disingenuous. Let's have everything out and open on the table. If Clown World and Pubic Annoyance and all these other cunts have got evidence, come then, bring it, put it all on the table, let's go through it, point by point. Simple as that, but they don't want to do that. It's in their benefit to not do that, because, do you know what I mean? It continues on the shit fest and nothing gets proven and people keep coming away. And people are coming away from things. People can pretend they're not, but they are.
Is that you, Palmer?
Good morning, you all right?
How you doing, mate?
What's happening and what we're discussing? I heard Mr. Danny being mentioned.
Oh yeah, Danny Jones. Yeah, I was just seeing what Den thinks about what's going on with all the Clown World stuff and all that stuff.
Oh right, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting, and they've jumped on board against Tommy. But the first time I came across Danny was about 2 years ago. I don't know if you remember this. You might have heard it, Dave. I thought it was either on England FC or it was on Streets. And he came on there and he introduced himself as Lyndon then. And he was on about the grooming and that the local authorities were doing nothing against it. And he wanted backup, like help bring it to the people. That was about 2.5, and that's the first time I come across him. And it was either England or
I never
Streets.
heard that. Yeah.
was either England's channel or Street. I can't remember which one it was. But he came on there. He was Lyndon then. He wasn't Danny Jones. And he was talking about the grooming down there. Now, it was all against the grooming then and against the local authorities. So he's changed his tune a little bit since then.
Yeah, he apparently did. He apparently spoke to Danny Tomo in Telford some time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And that'd be about when did Danny Tomo go to Telford? About 2 years ago it started.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
That's when Lyndon popped up. That's when I first seen him. When he was talking about it.
Lyndon.
That's his proper name, Lyndon. Is it Lyndon they call him? Yeah. He came on one night and he was just telling us about the grooming and about the local authorities that they're not, they're covering it and what have you.
What was that you seen him on, mate? What was that? What was it that you seen him on?
It was either England FC or Streets. Streets.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even know them, but they're on. Dave knows them.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it was either Streets or it was England FC. I can't remember which one it was, but he came on one of them channels.
Yeah. See, I know for a period of time around there, we'd pushed him away at that point. We'd exposed him. There's a 2.5 hour video of exposing him on the channel. But at that point, he'd gone to Jason Tyler, who was running Wake Up UK, and Jason Tyler had him doing a few bits. This is the thing, Jason Tyler will get people doing things. He'll send them into a camp and go and ask these questions and that question and do this and do that, and he'll, all of a sudden he can, by pulling one string on one side and one string on another, it can cause a little drama.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the first time I come across him. He wasn't Danny Hawkes. It was is it Lyndon or Leighton? Leighton or Lyndon.
Yeah.
That's when he came. That's the first time I heard of him. When he came to my attention, and like I said, he was attacking the groomers then, and he was backing Tommy up against local authorities. He was all for it.
Yeah.
Apparently,
it seems to be staged, though. I mean, if you ask him about, I'd advise you to ask him about that period of time and see what he has to say about it.
Yeah, so I don't get hold of England or Australia because they're no more than me. I don't know if they've still got the channels.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was one of them channels that he was on. I tell you, we'll know because she was on with us. Was who was there that night? I think Shell was there. Shell UK.
I mean, that's his MO. I mean, he did the same with us. There's videos on my channel of him doing it. He'll sit there and have a conversation with you about Muslim situation, and he'll agree in total.
Yeah.
There is a problem, there is that, there is whatever. And then as soon as you start pointing stuff out, he'll be the first person to call you a racist. And it's like, what's going on there? What are you doing? But yeah, it's mad.
I don't know what. I know this clown word. This clown word was Clown World or whatever it's called. Isn't it run by a Dutch or a Polish guy or something? Isn't it?
He's a Polish fella, yeah.
So, and the Polish, because every so often England. I think Betty went as well. England went over. Streets went over. They all went over that national. The national Polish Day. What they have over there.
Yeah.
They used to go over there. I don't even see the videos. They all went over there last year.
Yeah, John Lawrence.
I think the Reverend was over there. They were all over there, weren't they?
Yeah.
They might have met up. They might know him. I don't know who he is. This Polish character.
But this is my thing. Yeah, why have we all got pulled into this back and forth? If they got evidence, why don't they just make a video and show the evidence? I don't get it.
That's it. Exactly. To me, if you had the evidence, that's exactly what you would want, isn't it? Let's put everything on the table and let's go through it. And then if anybody is wrong, then it's humble pie time, isn't it?
So what the view they're coming from now is are they attacking the victims, aren't they? But I've heard clips of it.
Yeah.
You said some of the victims aren't really victims. I think is that what they're saying then? I don't know.
Yeah, saying they're fake. It's all fake. It's all
not all. Is it just a number of victims that are attacking? Or is it all of the victims?
No, the ones in the videos. Tommy's documentary saying they're not really. Yeah. It wasn't really groomed.
The ones associated with Tommy. This is I get it.
But if you believe Danny Jones, he's got the real victims and the real survivors.
Well, bring them on then. Bring them on.
This is it.
On your channel. Let's see it. We want to
To
get to the
me,
bottom of it. Bring
just
it
hot
on.
air and nonsense coming out of that side of things. There's no fact, there is no substance.
But that's the thing. If they showed us actual evidence, right? If I'm showed proof of something, I'm going to say, okay, it's true. I'm not going to
Yeah,
deny it.
exactly. If it's
This is
sincere, bring it.
at the moment, all we're seeing is just like, I don't know, this one big argument, a big back and forth. But
It's back and forth. It's tribal now, Dave, on here. It's tribal war. That's what I've noticed. It's tribal. You've got
yeah,
friends going against
To me,
friends.
the
You know,
truth is good enough. I mean, I've stood with Team Tommy, I've stood with Britain First, I've stood with every man and his dog. But if you bring some truth and facts out, I'll acknowledge it. My opinion might change around it, but you've got to bring the evidence. You can't just keep
yeah, we
chucking
need them.
stones
Yeah,
and expect anyone to change an opinion. Won't work
that's
like
it. Oh, hearsay. You ain't going to change your opinion over hearsay. I totally agree with you. Like I said,
no,
I
but
don't
Kaz,
agree with everything with what Tommy does, but one thing I do admire about him, he brought this to the front and he put
yeah,
himself on the line. And for me,
yeah,
he's a hero doing that.
Palmer, let me just answer Kaz. When you say evidence, they're claiming that they've got videos of crimes. You understanding? So really, in reality, this should be in the hands of police. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Because
criminal, it should be, yeah.
Well, this
Yeah.
is
if
what
you got
I've said.
videos of criminal acts, fucking, you should be taking it to the police, right? Not telling us on YouTube.
Well, if
Exactly.
you're holding them to their words, which they've said on lives, the way that they said it, they made out that they watched Danny Tomo shag a 15-year-old. Now, I'm sorry, but that, in my mind,
That's
says
serious. Yeah.
people need the
Yeah.
technology taken right now just to see what's what. Simple as
It's
that.
this paedophile claim again. All it was first thing they attack you. You're either a racist or you're a paedophile.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes out. It's a leftist, lefty tactic. Attack your character, bring it down, blacken your character. That's the lefties for you. That's what they do.
It's true. It's true. To smear you into it. But I want to get away from all this shit, to be honest with you, because I don't think anything's going to come out of it. I think it's
No,
just like Den's pretty much said it himself. He's really just about turning people against Tommy Robertson at the
that's
moment.
all it is. Yeah, it's an agenda. Yeah, it's an agenda. But is it what they hope, not hate, isn't it? That's the agenda they've got with Tommy at the moment.
It seems to all have started when Steve Speaker's Corner got accused of being hope not hate. Then people started really going on the attack. Then
That was with Manny, wasn't it? When Manny accused him, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, all the shit seemed to have kicked off then.
It certainly has. Like I say, if Danny Oaks or Hooford or them lot over there come to me and say, look, Palmer, here's evidence, I will back them up. If it's 100% correct, you can't do nothing else but back them up. But nothing's coming out at the moment, hearsay.
Well,
You can't listen to hearsay.
when Wendy seen it all first, she said it was bullshit. But now she's saying it's true. So I don't fuck knows.
I don't know what I don't know what Wendy's up to lately. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening with Wendy lately. But she's been with them a lot longer than she's been with Jupiter and that.
Your device ain't connected then. Try again.
It's just, like I say, it's all going tribal, Dave, isn't it? And it's got friends against each other. So.
I don't think I've called that group lies at any point, though. Because,
no one's called them
I mean?
lies. It's just bringing it. Listen, everyone's entitled to their political view. Everyone's entitled to their different views. But you've got to bring evidence. I will sit and listen to them. If they've got the evidence, Danny Jones or whatever, I would sit and listen to it.
Yeah, that's it.
We're not having a go at you. If you've got a different view than me, that's fine. You're entitled to that view. But not hearsay. Same with me. If I've got a view, I've got to back it up, haven't I? Same with you, Dave. We have to back it up.
100%, mate. 100%. That's it.
And this is what's going on here. It's all hearsay. Hearsay. And that's all I'm getting. Get no evidence. All we're getting is stuff that goes way back, which makes no. But we've already heard half the stuff they're bringing up. We've heard all this about Tommy and Grift and what have you. We know all that. We know what Tommy's doing, but doesn't take from the fact what he's done. He's put his life on the line. He's gone to jail. He's brought it forward to the people, the grooming. You can't take that away from him. Doesn't matter what he's done.
Yeah, Palmer, they're now associating themselves with a geezer who runs around YouTube telling everyone Muslims going to take over the UK. So how the fucking hell are you teaming up with a cunt?
Ghost.
Yeah, Wendy fucking Ghost is now like doing campaigns for fucking Wendy's. Like, what's going on?
This is, I can't. Well, I've seen Wendy the other night with you, I was going to jump on when she was sticking up for Faz, and I thought, what's going on?
Yeah,
You
that's
never,
another
ever,
one,
ever
isn't
have
it?
you ever stood side by? I've been in wars with Faz with Wendy. She's never stood by him, so I don't know
Yeah,
what
he's
all that
another
was
one.
about.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
He twists his story. That one, he's a twister of lies. That one. Don't forget when he had that channel, he had everyone on there. He had that idiot from Canada. That was it, ISIS Bob or something. He had all them on there, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, you can't stand with someone like that. Anyway, I thought I'd jump on for 10 minutes, mate. I'm glad you got your channel going again, mate. And I'll put
Yeah,
back
for
on in the future.
time being, yeah.
Keep it going, mate. We need you. Anyway, your other fella, cheers, mate, for the interaction. I well appreciate it.
So, mate, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm in the... Oh, yeah, I'm back on.
Yeah, we got
You're back on. I'll leave you and Dave have a chat. I'll catch you later. Have a good day, lads.
So, mate.
Cheers, Palmer.
Yeah, he's bang on, Palmer. He's bang on. I mean, in my mind, Tommy's done his, he's already done his job. He's woke up the world, not just the country. He's woke up the world. It's now on. It's on. It's on us. Simple as that. We're awake. What we're going to do about it? To me, it comes down to that. Lawful solutions before civil disorder or anything beyond that. Do you know what I mean? What have we got? What can we do?
Yeah, what is lawful solutions? What is that?
To me, the only thing that I've spotted, I mean, politics seems to be a waste of time. I mean, Gerard Batten, I believe, was the best chance we had because he wrote 2 books on our constitution. Our constitution removes Sharia. It's that simple. Sharia is treasonous to our constitution, so it should have never been implemented. In my mind, everyone needs to use the constitution, remove Sharia. It's one of them. Where does Islam exist in the world where Sharia doesn't? The two have to be hand in hand, or it doesn't work. We can remove Sharia, then you're taking the wind out of. You're taking the building blocks from under Islam. It can't coexist without it. So, to me, we're not doing the right things, and none of the politicians are doing that. But Gerard Batten could have just said simply, right, Islam's taking over the country in different forms. Sharia is holding it up. I've got 2 books which shows you all the information why we should be behind the constitution and how we can remove Sharia and hold the people to account that implemented it. Do you know what I mean? If he would have done that, I don't vote, but I would have got behind him. Do you know what I mean? But he didn't do that, and when you ask him, about it, he'll literally avoid it. Gerard Batten avoided. He wouldn't speak on a stage in London if Gary Clark and Nathan Curtin, which is CMW, which is Constitution Movement Worldwide. Now, they're not grifters. They've never asked anyone for a penny or anything. All they offer is the lawful solutions. Do you know what I mean? But he won't stand next to him, even on a stage with him. It's like, what's going on here? You're asking people to give you 30 quid, get behind you, all this sort of shit, on the back of Tommy again. And then where did it take us? It did nothing for anybody. Everyone pays.
Yeah, but that's the thing, innit? If people can't actually start putting certain differences aside, then fucking we're never gonna. So at the moment, have you heard Ada talking about uniting all the smaller parties, so like Reform, Reclaim, UKIP, all these parties merging together? But it's never going to happen, is it? If certain people aren't willing to actually, for a start, the people have got to stop being scared. Well, look at Farage. Look how scared he was to talk about Islam for so long. He did mention it.
Look at that when he thought he'd won. He shit himself. His ass fell out. Do you know what I mean? It's like something's not right here. Something's proper not right. To me, things on the political side, if we're gonna go down that route, we have to have a full on, get everybody relevant to the table and have a discussion and figure out will the political route actually work, or are we playing their game by their rules and never gonna win? To me, there's always another way. There's never just one way to do something. There's always, at least 2 ways to do something. There is other routes. We're not discussing them properly to the point where we can have two choices. We just seem to have a political choice, and it don't matter who you vote for, you're going to get the same anyway, aren't you? You've got all these parties now which are just diluting it. You know, you've got 10,000 there, 10,000 there. Before you had 100,000 concentrated. Now you've got little pots of whatever everywhere. You've diluted your own things. It's not good.
Whatever solution you create, you can guarantee you're gonna have someone pop up to discredit it, and you're gonna have infiltrators. It's gonna be targeted left, right, and center. But the thing is, it's like Farage. I know a lot of people don't really have faith in him, but if he did create his own party and he did run in the next election, he would cause damage to the Tory party. And I want to see people get away from the Tory party, because people keep voting for that party thinking they're different than Labour. They're not. They're they're the same parties. Unfortunately, people keep going along with this thing of, oh, if you don't vote for the Conservatives, you're going to get Labour. The Conservatives are fucking Labour. The same, whoever's in power is still going to push the same agenda. So hopefully people, well, what we need to see is people fucking get away from these two main parties and start to go with an alternative, because nothing's ever going to change voting for the Conservatives, because they ain't going to do shit.
Yeah. It's a bit of a mad one. I mean, I don't even think as people we're ready to pick a side, to be honest, whether it's political or groups or anything. I don't think we've had enough open, honest discussion where we all come away from it with the facts and the evidence to build your opinion up on.
I think there's a lot of people that are pissed off. They just don't have an alternative.
Yeah.
It's like, look at immigration. How long have people in this country been trying to get the amount of immigration reduced? And we can't even do that. A lot of people are pissed off with immigration, and the Tories just keep giving us lies how they're going to fix it, and they've done fuck all.
It's never going to be fixed. They're happy for people to keep coming at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if they were that, they would stop people coming on the rafts and all that shit, on the shitty little boats. They'd just stop it, but you know what I mean? They're not interested in stopping it.
Yeah, of course. They just want more taxpayers, don't they? They just want to. They don't give a shit as long as they keep making the same amount of money and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. Yeah, it is a business. Yeah, 100%.
So to me, we've got to think outside the box, because we can keep voting and you know, making different parties and diluting it, but we're not really getting anywhere. We've not moved forward in 10 years. That's the way we've got to look at it.
Yeah, but how do you do it? Because even if like, right, look at Tommy Robinson and the amount of working class people he managed to galvanise.
Yeah.
And they brought him down, right? Whether you people think Tommy Robinson's right or wrong, he still did motivate the working class. Look at these the EDL, and there's demonstrations. When they was going on, do you think in the time of the EDL that what happened recently in Leicester would have happened?
No.
Would it fall? Not a chance.
No.
Not a chance. When EDL came out, they was nowhere to be seen.
I mean, I believe a lot of it was staged.
I don't know about that, man.
Do you know, like when they're running about chanting and whatever, if you're chanting your chant, it's in your heart and you'll say it with heart. Do you know what I mean? It seemed very staged. It was like they didn't really want to say it, but they're saying it anyway for the camera. You know what I mean? Not all of it, but a good chunk of the footage that I've seen, a lot of it seems suspect to me.
Yeah, but staged for what though? What's the purpose of staging it? Because he got blanked anyway. Fucking mainstream didn't pick up on it at all.
Well, to me, Hindus and whatever, Hindus, Sikhs, whatever, they're not really violent like that. Do you know what I mean? Not without good reason. So I don't know. A lot of it just seems to be, let's paint them all as bad people rather than just the Muslims. You know what I mean?
I agree with that 100%. They tried their hardest to not actually tell the truth of what was going on there. Yeah, 100%. It was the Muslims that were attacking the Hindus. The Hindus were trying to defend themselves.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I mean, you only have to look back through history. The Muslims have been faking stuff and making fucking propaganda bullshit for as long as you care to look back. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what they're about. Muhammad is the greatest deceiver, isn't he? So remember that.
Yeah, it's true. It's like when they try to tell Christians, "Oh, we believe the same thing." So that's just a tremendous lie. It's when they say, "Oh, we believe in Jesus as well." It's like, no, we don't believe in the same Jesus.
Well, they have to kind of show their own book to have any worth, don't they? Other than that, it's just bollocks, isn't it? But this is why I say to people, don't fall into the trap of saying religion. It's not a religion, it's an ideology. Ideologies don't have rights. You can criticise them all day long. The police can't say nothing. As soon as you think in your head it's a religion, then you've already committed a crime, because you can't go against people's religions. It's not a religion, it's a racist political ideology, and you can be against that. You can speak out against it. There's nothing anyone can do. Simple as that.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. It's political to its core.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way it operates and the way it has operated historically. You only have to look at history. When Islam touches down in any country, what happens?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. This is what I keep saying to people. Just look back through the history. It's not the religion of peace that the BBC or Zubida makes out to be. It's just not. It ain't what it's wrote on the tin. I mean, to me, it's just that simple. People need to look back through history and look where we are now and look where we're heading. It's not rocket science, is it? To me, if you can remove Sharia, which holds most of it up, then why would you not want to do that? You know what I mean? Why would we want two sets of laws in this country anyway? I'm only allowed one wife. You're only allowed one wife. Why is Muhammad allowed several and be able to claim for them all, knowing that they're not going to go to work, they're not going to whatever, they're probably going to sponge and suck up most of the benefits and whatever. Probably have 5, 6 kids with each wife. That's how you sink a country. You know what I mean? The peaceful way, without raping any kids, without committing terrorism. You just go to their country and suck the life out of it, and eventually, that's it. It will be an Islamic shithole. There'll be that many that have sucked up and dried the benefits. This will end up a dusty-footed shithole of a country. That's how it works, isn't it? You can't just keep if you keep taking out the pot and giving to people that are floated across on a raft, and not that many people putting money into it, then eventually the pot's going to run dry, and the people that have put all the money into it, that have lived here all their lives, whether they've come here 40 years ago legally, the right way, even because to me it's one of them. Even the people that come here, the right channels, even them are like, well, we don't want this. They can see where it's going. They can see that the NHS is not going to hold them up, considering they've been paying tax for the last 40 years, probably working all their lives in this country paying tax. They can see that the NHS is not going to be there for when they need it. All this is no good for anybody here. Some people have come here and they've worked hard and they've put into the country. They've rebuilt the country, the Windrush generation and everything. You know what I mean? There's a lot to tie into things, isn't there? And to me, I've always said, all these movements that go on, you don't involve all the different types of people in this country. You've got nearly 200 types of people in this country, yet you go to a demo and you just generally see one type of people. We need to involve everybody. There is good in every race and whatever. There's only going to be a minority of extremists. To me, it's just you all stick together. You all have some unit on things that you can agree on, and you can cast aside all this fucked up shit easy. But you've got to stand together. Simple as
I
that.
think if you go back a few years, though, I think you did see that unity a lot more in regards to like, because you see a lot of Sikhs, a lot of Hindus, a lot of Jewish people, a lot of atheists even were united in coming against political Islam. So I think there was a lot. That seems to have like disappeared a little bit, though. Like those people have been ground down a bit. The issue of Islam, they've kind of like broke people down to actually stop talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the last good demo that you seen that was literally multicultural as much as you could see it was Manchester United against Hate, where they had many different speakers. Tommy was there. I can't remember. There's a good lineup anyway. And even that, the papers tried making out, the media tried making out, oh, it's a far right event. It's like, you know, Tommy was like one of two people that was white on the stage. The rest was all different colours of the rainbow. What the fuck are you on about? But they'll still try that. You know what I mean? But that crowd was a good crowd. There was all sorts there that day. You know, and to me, it will bring the numbers, but you've got to do it like that. You've got to try and bring everybody together. You can't. The Mark Collette approach is just going to deflect people and make people come away from you. To me, Tommy's never been racist. That's why I support him. Do you know what I mean? I've got a multicultural family, so I wouldn't be behind Tommy if I thought he was a racist or anything like that. So to me, it's just that you've got to involve everybody that's here. The Danny Roscoe thing, Black and White Unite, that'll sell all day long. You know what I mean? That'll bring in the numbers big time. Danny Tomo, to me, is underrated. He could be a lot bigger than he is now, to be honest. I just think he needs the slander campaign to stop and maybe giving a bit more platform. I think Danny Roscoe will do quite well, to be honest.
Yeah, it got a problem. It's, well, that's the problem with the left, though, isn't it? Because unfortunately, they protect Islam, don't they? Anybody who, like you said, anybody who questions the ideology of Islam in today's society, they seem to think it's to do with racism. So
all these
they've made it where you can't even question it.
Yeah. Well, all these people that have defended Islam, not one of them have even read a couple of passages out of the book. To me, that's mad. You can't be a book critic and not read the book. Read the book and then tell me what you think. Do you know what I mean? You can't defend something without reading it. You know, if I can go, right, here's a passage, what do you think about that? If they can't defend that, you know, stop defending it then. Go away, read it. You know, these people are not committing acts of terrorism because they've read pages of the Argos. They read it in pages of the Quran and then gone and committed acts of terror based on that. Look at Lee Rigby. You know what I mean? The killer of him. He gave a woman in the street 50 passages out of the Quran. You know what I mean? Why he did it? Why he was commanded by Allah to do it? So at that point, you think people will go, maybe we should read this book because some guys just fucking mowed a fucking veteran down and tried cutting his head off in the streets, and he's grown up in this country. You know what I mean? What's going on?
But the main problem with Islam is, though, the fact that it teaches its followers to not engage in nationalism.
Yeah.
It actually teaches them to. It's basically the case of, if you live in a country, you should be there to get what you can and give dawah. Your objective should be to convert the people of that nation to your ideology, and then they are told to live within inside the law until they're a majority. So when you're a majority, you can then start to implement Islamic law. So how the hell are you going to ever integrate someone where they're actually taught that it's wrong to be proud of that nation or to feel any kind of nationalistic feeling towards that nation? They're never going to integrate, are they? Let's be honest.
No, this is it. I mean, they're always going to put their faith over everything else. You know, I've got plenty of Muslim mates and whatever, but when it comes down to it, they'll pick their religion, their ideology over anything. You know what I mean? They might have grown up totally British, been with white girls the whole life. As soon as the time comes and their mum or dad says, right, you're getting married now and we're bringing some fucking thing from wherever, that's it. That's what's happening. You know, there's not really any choice. No matter, you might have choice between 2 or 3 girls. That's about it. You know, what's happening is happening. I've seen it with you know, people and all, whatever. You think, wow, didn't think you'd go that way, really didn't. But do you know what I mean? You got to think these people have been taught from day one That's the most important thing before anything else, before even your own life or your mum's life or your dad's life or anything else. That's the most important thing, that ideology. You know, if you're willing to strap a bomb to your own child and send them into a crowd and detonate them, you've got to look at the ideology driving that. You know, you've got to.
Basically, if you look at the channel and then you look at the thousands that are coming across year upon year, and these people are ultimately from Muslim countries, and they're also coming from Muslim countries where, well, the West has invaded some of them. So some of these people may have some resentment towards the West as well. So
really work, does it? Invading.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
terrorize you. It seems like a stupid idea, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And attacking a country and then inviting the people of the country you've just attacked into your country. It does seem like something might go wrong at some point.
Yeah, all they have to do is get in a car, that's it, and then they can start driving over children and people, can't they? That's the simplest form of jihad, which the police have already admitted. Well, we can't stop that until they start driving over children. There's not a lot we can do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, keep putting them on lists then. £9 million a fucking year or whatever. You know, oh well, put them on a list and then just wait for them to do it. Because they've admitted, you know, until they physically are doing something, you can't do out about it. They just have to put them on a watch list and do fuck all. I've shown the police. I used to have the police come round to my house every fucking other day or something. I don't know if people are seeing, but I've got a video car. And they just used to go to mosques and this, that, and the other one, just play raw shit. Try and the emphasis was to try and get good Muslims to come forward and have, you know, discussions about these things with the premise that not all of anybody do anything bad. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't always go the way you think it would, to be honest. But it's one of them. I've had police come around so much, and I've shown them blatant things on the computer and whatever, and the red falls off to it. They can't even figure out. Like, when you show them, look, you know, jihadis are talking here on a music site and they're sending each other pictures of cars that they've had loads of welding done on the inside to strengthen it so they can smash through them barriers or whatever. I've been showing them all this kind of stuff, and they can't get in their head why jihadis would be hiding on a music channel to discuss terrorism. And it's like, I don't get how you don't get it. Music is a haram. They're not actually allowed to be around music, be involved in music or whatever. Why, you know, how are you not seeing that? And they didn't even know what, it's like they didn't even know what haram was or whatever. I thought, wow, you're supposed to be anti-terrorism police, you know, you're supposed to know your shit. When you just not had any training on this or whatever. No, you should know these words, you should know whatever. How can you investigate things if you don't know what you're looking for? And it doesn't make sense. But when you dig back, you go through the training that they have had and they haven't had. The training scheme that they used to have implemented into all the services has been removed. So they're no longer taught about Islam. It's deemed racist. So how are you ever going to get on top of that problem? Do you know what I mean?
This is the thing though. This is like, I don't know, the question I'd have for the left is, when you're looking at the landscape and the things that are going on, because obviously the left for some reason think they can liberalize Muslims and they can liberalize Islam. But when you see like what happened, oh, it's dropped out. But when you see what happened in, I think it was Batley, wasn't it, with the teacher, when the thing happened with the showing of Muhammad and what came from that, it's like, we virtually, or your device ain't connected, we're virtually in a position now where we basically do have blasphemy laws. Oh, here we go. Oh, shit. Oh, for fuck's sake. Got ya. But yeah,
A bit funny then.
Yeah, he drops out. But the thing, so what happened with, I think it was Batley, wasn't it, where the teacher got basically ran off for showing a picture of Muhammad.
Yeah,
We now in Britain have blasphemy laws again. Because if anyone, like, look at Hatun when she showed a picture of Muhammad, someone tried to stab her in the face.
Yep. This is it.
It's like, what the fuck, man? We're in a bit. It's like, why do they ignore this? It's like the year 2022, someone's getting stabbed in the face for showing a picture of something. It's like a drawing.
Yeah,
It's obviously, I don't know, man.
This is the thing for people that say, oh, you know, good Muslims and all that. I always say the same thing. Get the good Muslims then to condemn Muhammad, because if he was 56 and he had a 6-year-old wife and he was held as the perfect man, and now people are wondering why we've got a nationwide grooming problem where people are running about trying to groom children. And I'm sorry, but to me it's obvious, because you're holding Muhammad as a perfect man who's perfectly okay to have a child bride. Now, if you're saying he's the perfect man and the code of conduct to follow, why have we got all these beardy weirdies running about fucking kids? Do you know what I mean? It's obvious. It's obvious why.
That's it, innit? If he's the example for all times, then he's endorsing child marriage. But this is the thing. This is the problem, like with Rishi Sunak being a Hindu. It's like, how do you uphold and protect the faith of this country, which is Christianity, if the leader of your country isn't a Christian? And then we're looking, if this is true, what Fox is saying here with what's with King Charles, he's now going to do his multi-faith thing, because the Queen, it was to protect Christianity, right? To uphold Christianity. He's now going to do the multi-faith thing. So this country 100% is changing, and it's changing fast.
Yeah. But to me, the only fight that is a fight really a while back was the fight for the black community in Speaker's Corner and all that. That's why I spent about 18 months. I come away from this movement. I thought, this is just bollocks. It's all falling apart. There's no unity. Everyone's at each other's throat. So I just took the information from the Quran to the black community and said, look, this is what it says about you. This, you know, this is that. This is that. There's information. There's that. And just kind of push that around the Speaker's Corner side of things or whatever. And then,
did you ever talk to Raspek?
No. I'm not really a fan of him, to be honest. I think
he's a Muslim, isn't he?
Yeah. But
because you had what's his name, Sara Garvey. He did a lot of that, where he was telling black people about the Islam and these kind of things.
That's who I kind of got into, really.
But that Raspek, he went after Sara Garvey big time. He went after him big, and then that Raspek converted to be a Muslim.
Yeah. This is it. I mean, to me, any black people that follow Islam, then they must like being slaves. I don't get it. You know what I mean? It's not your thing. Same as it's not my thing. They don't treat you as equals in any way, shape, or form. You never would be. You never will be. It is what it is. People need to look at to me, that's what's missing. People are not looking at the ideology. They're not looking at the substance to, the ideology. What are the thoughts and feelings of these people? Because when they're getting a majority, you're going to feel it regardless of whatever colour you are. If you're not, you know what I mean? If you're not a Muslim and you're not as high a Muslim as they are, because it's one of them. For the people that are thinking, oh, I'm just going to convert. All right, convert them. But when they become when it becomes full-on Muslim fucking country, they're going to start going through the ones that are not Muslim enough anyway, like they do in their own countries. You know what I mean? You can go to a Muslim country where it's all been dominated over time or whatever, and there's still eruptions all the time. It's not peaceful, there ain't. You know what I mean? It's never a religion of peace as it's described. It's always cutting off people's heads that are not quite Muslim enough. Zubaydah and stuff like that, she'd be having her head cut off straight away. You know what I mean? Music and all that. No,
but that's
the
thing, though, isn't it? These liberals, they turn a blind eye, don't they? Because they think, oh, it's never going to happen. But
Well, she
You
lost
look
it
at
off. The
the
bipolar on
rate,
it.
the birth rate, it is happening. It's like what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
you fucking saying having no kids, they are. When their kids are born, they're being told you're a Muslim. It's fucking happening.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. I mean, whether we like it or not, it is going to be a Muslim country. It is. You know, the birth rate alone tells us that. Without, this is what pisses me off. If they just, even if they didn't rape any kids and they didn't do no terrorism or whatever, just a slowly, humble approach, they would take over anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Given time, they would take over anyway. But to me, it sounds bad, but the terrorism, the grooming gangs, and everything, these are the warning signs that should be highlighted to us all now and think, wow, there's a problem. We can fix it now because it's a minority problem. We can fix it. We definitely can. But we need to be all on the same page, and we're not even on the same book. So,
Yeah, the establishment ain't gonna do that though, are they? Let's be honest. The establishment spend more time going after people who talk like us than they do
yeah.
the people who are running around saying we're gonna take over your country and all this shit.
Well,
So
let's look at things realistically. You arrest Tommy for nothing and put him in prison, and what do? We stand there with signs. We might do what we're doing now and talk about it. We don't go there and say, right, you release him or we're going to burn shit. You know, when a Muslim threw a brick at a copper and they said to Tommy, oh, we had to let him go because 200 Muslims turned up. And this is, do you know what I mean? It's like, if you're going to bend over every time that they do something and beat the shit out of us with batons every time, you know, it don't work. At some point, something's going to boil over and it will turn to shit. And that thin blue line is not strong enough to stop anything. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, Muslims have been importing fucking guns and weapons and all sorts for as long as you care to remember. Like people have been importing drugs. Do you know what I mean? They've been doing it with guns. You can go to a mosque now, and you know what I mean. Most of them mosques have got strengthened ceilings for putting stuff there and all sorts. I know people have done loads of work in mosques and stuff. The police can't just go to a mosque and search it. They've got to give them 48. It's either 48 or 78 hours notice. So if you have got a big cache of weapons there, realistically, you've just got to move them within that time scale, let them search, and then put them back, and you're safe again, aren't you? So we're in a really bad predicament, I feel, to be honest. I genuinely believe there's probably more weapons here than there is Muslim hands to be put on triggers at this moment in time. But give it time, and we'll see what happens in it. But it's just tick tock. Something's coming. Do you know what I mean? It's obvious.
yeah, man, I don't know, it's fucking yeah. If you look at what went on in Leicester and you see had a blind eye was basically turned to that, and you see how the police dealt with it, you do think it's only going to make them feel that they can keep doing this shit. So you know, it's like Speaker's Corner, innit? When they keep getting away with certain things, it makes them feel more emboldened. So you've seen it go from the point where Raj and them got pressured out of the corner removed by the police, and then we got to the point where Atun gets stabbed in the face. So it's like, well, what's next?
Yeah.
Because we've seen it in Speaker's Corner on camera. We've seen a Muslim stab a woman in the face.
Yeah.
She was lucky because it hit her glasses. I don't know how on earth that happened. That is serious. God must have been watching over her. But if it didn't hit the glasses, it would have stabbed her straight in the head.
Yeah, definitely. This is it. I mean, to me, it's just warnings to not do what she's doing. Don't listen to her. Don't be influenced by her. Islam's the way forward. That's what they're trying to do, isn't it?
If it's mad, innit? You feel like, I don't know, you feel emboldened enough where you can just stab a woman in the face when there's cameras everywhere, and the person didn't get caught.
Yeah, but you think it's one of them. As a Muslim, you go to jail. Or what did you go to jail for? Or stab someone that was defaming Islam, defaming Muhammad, whatever. He's gonna live like a king in them jihadi fucking run jails. Do you know what I mean? He'll be a king of the wing.
18% of the British prison population is now Muslim.
Yeah,
That's 18%. I think Islam is about what percent? What 4%, 5% in Britain? 18% of the jails are Muslim. That's
yeah.
fucking
I
mad.
think that's why they sent Tommy to Telford, because Telford's literally one of the lowest places for Muslims, isn't it?
No, Hull. Yeah, it was Hull.
Yeah, very, Hull. So very low amount of Muslims.
Yeah, but
Literally,
then he got moved to Honley, didn't he? And he got that
yeah.
place is fucking full of him. And he
We're
got
still
moved
the
somewhere in
graduate.
London, I think.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, to me, you're going to run out of jails to put people like that, because it's getting to a point like that. It's one of them, you know what I mean? In their ideology, it doesn't matter that you're a criminal. It doesn't matter that you're a terrorist. It doesn't matter that you fiddle with kids. It doesn't matter about any of these things. So if you swapped it around to it being churches full of paedophiles and terrorists and whatever, you've got to realise it's a gang. It's not a congregation. This is a gang.
Yeah.
Islam is just a massive gang. Now, if you can do what you want in amongst that congregation, gang, whatever you want to call it, you can act and move freely, and no one's going to grass you up. Nobody. No, even if it was against their morals or whatever, they ain't going to grass you up, because then they'd up it to Allah and the 72 virgins and all that shit, no matter how they've lived their life, just because they've grassed on another Muslim. So, but if we're waiting for people to throw them under the bus, that's not going to happen. I can assure people of that. So,
Well, it hasn't, has it? You've got fucking. It's like, say, in our communities, if you had like dad, brother, cousin, like 10 other geezers going around raping girls on estates, we'd know about it, right? And they'd get ran out of the area.
yeah,
Because in those areas, they conducted themselves in this manner for fucking years, and their communities didn't do jack shit about it.
Yeah, well, it's one of them. They did it to the Sikhs first, didn't they? And the Sikhs come to the realization that there's no point conversating with the police because they're turning a blind eye to it. It's upon us now. And Sikhs went to jail for dealing with it, but it's one of them. They kind of put an end to the problem. They moved on swiftly to the white girls, didn't they? So
yeah, it's true.
It's one of them. Without, you got to be careful what you say, but they did end it in a way. It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But to me, there should be lawful ways of dealing with these things. We've got to be in a position where we've had enough open, honest discussions about it that we've got an educated population where we're aware of the facts and the evidence, and then can make our opinions to pick a side and maybe join a political party or whatever else. But at this point, I honestly just think you've got that many people which are thinking Muslims are somehow a race, even though you can be any colour of the rainbow to go and walk in a mosque. I think you've got too many people that think Islam's a race, even though it's just an ideology. And at that point, they'll stand with the wankers on the other side of the things. Anything that's just named as if they're against racism, they'll stand with them. It's a mad situation.
But PA and that Mark Collette, they did quite a bit of fucking damage because they came with this. They kind of started to cozy up to Muslims a little bit, like fucking, and it was like they didn't like the fact that it wasn't race based, so they kind of was like came with the argument, oh, you're talking about Islam or these kind of things, so they kind of distracted people from that as well, really.
With the PA lot, it does. I know what you're saying there. There does seem to be more affiliation with the Muslims than against the Muslims. It seems to be just pure hate of Jews, if I'm honest. Which them two would align like that, wouldn't they? So,
yeah, true.
You know what I mean? It's not miles away from where they are, really. I don't know. To me, it's just that. It just got to be lots and lots of open, honest discussion about all the topics across the board, and just let people make their own minds up. Let them come to the truth naturally. You know what I mean? You got people trying to force them one way or the other. They're not ready for that. People are not ready to choose. They need more education. They need more facts, more evidence.
No, but I think there is a lot of people that are frustrated. 'Cause it's like, look at Brexit, right? People
Yeah.
obviously vote for Brexit. People, they don't. People what have the will to want to see change, but they're in a trap where they don't actually have an alternative.
Yeah.
They think by voting for the Conservatives, they're actually gonna, even with what's going on at the channel, people are how many different people have said, oh, we're going to stop it from happening, we're going to be hard on it and all these kind of shit, and nothing happens. It's still going on. That Pretty Patel, all the lip service from her, the new woman who was there for about 5 minutes, more lip service. They've done nothing. They've done fuck all. Yesterday 300 more people come, 300 people, 300 men in one day, and that was like on one of the worst days weather wise. So we're getting like 50, 60,000 people a year coming over. Yeah. And ultimately, these people will eventually be given citizenship. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's it. They're just playing the waiting game, aren't they? And in between while they're waiting, we keep paying them. So this is the thing. It's we're not doing the relevant things. If we really wanted to stop it as a country, we're doing the exact opposite of what you would do, realistically. I mean, there's a hotel near me, near Manchester Airport, and it's got 100 rooms, £100 a room, and it was full for best part of 9 months until it got exposed. With immigrants, just literally full to the rafters with immigrants, and they were staying there until they was rehomed. So all these veterans sleeping in doorways and shit, sorry, you're to the back of the queue. These immigrants are far more important, obviously. £100 a room every night until they're rehomed. You know what I mean?
It's costing billions a year in housing all these people in these hotels. It's a bit of a grift actually, because if you look at the hotel sector, they're making money hand over fist from this.
This is it. This is it. Everyone taking part in it and taking money from it and funding from it and all that. They're all complicit to sinking the country. Might be good today, not going to be good for your kids and your future generations, is it? Do you know what I mean? Unless you want them Islamic and walk around in burqas and shit. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the thing, innit? When you're in economic hard times and your fucking electric's gone through the roof, and you've got thousands of people coming across the channel, I'd rather us not be paying, something like £1 billion a year in hotel fees. I'd rather that money actually go somewhere where it can help British people born here.
Yeah, you know what NHS, I mean? Schools, whatever. Yeah, definitely. This is it. I mean, the NHS is already falling apart now. It's on its ass. We only need another spell of fucking that word you can't say online or whatever, the cough and flu shit. But we only need something like that really to push it on its ass now. It's on its back legs, and the more people keep coming, the more people are going to need it, the more people are going to take from it. You can't keep taking money out of that pot, because eventually it's going to be bone dry, and that's it. Then what do we do? Fucked.
See, that's the thing though, innit? Because I know firsthand that the NHS is struggling, because like fucking people are in A&E for like 16, 17 hours and shit before they get seen. Yeah. Not I mean people like it's got like broken leg, broken arm and shit like that. I don't mean people who are life threatening. Thingy, but
major things. I mean, there's people dying now through not having early things through, cancer and all that shit that have not been able to have it checked quick enough and all that. It's gonna carry on, isn't it? It's gonna be loads and loads and loads.
But that's another thing though. When they're talking about the economy, they keep pointing towards Ukraine, but the reality is they shut the economy for 2 years basically.
Yeah.
That's why we're in a financial mess that we're in. We're in the financial mess we're in because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I've had COVID. I know these conversations have been had all the time, but was it as dangerous as what they said it was? I don't know.
I've just got over it again, so I don't think it's for all, to be honest.
But that's the thing, though, isn't it? That they wanted to protect people like me and you. They wanted me and you to stay at home.
Yeah.
Fucking people, really, in reality, I don't know if they did this because they didn't know no better, right? I can understand. So if that was the case. But really, in reality, they should have ring-fenced vulnerable people, isolated them, give them the correct, like people went and did the shopping for them, all that kind of stuff. The rest of us could have just carried on and the economy would have been able to keep going. But instead, they shut down the economy. They give out, billions in furlough. That's why we're in a fucking economic mess. But for some reason, they don't mention this. They don't mention the fact that they fucking crippled the economy through COVID.
Yeah. Even that, people were scamming the life out of that, weren't they? Buying the, them ready-made businesses that you can buy, them pop-up things that have already been made, predated to that, and people were just buying them, like 50 quid or something, and then getting a 50 grand loan off the back of that. It's mental. It's mental. No loads of people did it. Crazy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think we're going to see that on the news anytime soon, where they're going to actually say why we're in the economic downturn that we're in.
Yeah, that's it.
It don't fit the agenda, but I don't know.
To me, we've got to look at other options. Do you know what I mean? We've got to look at other options. It's, to me, the Constitution, in my mind, is the solution. It doesn't matter which way you use it. It doesn't matter what colour you are, what race you are, whatever. It's to suit us all. And
yeah, but then we're heading towards a Labour government now. It's going to happen because the Tories have just killed themselves. They've just gone and fucked over all their members by not giving them a say in who's going to become the next Prime Minister. So they just completely fucked them. So a lot of them are going to leave. They're in turmoil. The economy's fucked.
You know what I mean? It was Labour that brought us all the immigrants, wasn't it? They literally went down the way.
Labour will solve the problem with the channel. They will solve it. Do you know why? Because they'll give them more fucking visas. They won't have to come over in boats.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll be flying here, mate. I'm telling you. They will speed up immigration like you've never seen before. It's going to be it's going to be next level.
That's it, mate.
But that is the reality. We are heading towards a Labour government. So I'm not going to play the game of if you don't play for Conservatives, you're going to get Labour, because we're going to get Labour anyway. So fuck them.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that personally. But it's hard to figure out, isn't it? I mean, politics, to me, all these little parties, they're not really going to do out. It's going to be something bigger that takes the power regardless, isn't it? The little parties have not got enough time to build up.
No, yeah, of course. But the way everything's set up right now, it is all for Labour to win the next election. And fucking hell, mate. The things we're going to see with Labour, that, identity politics, it's going to be big. It's really is going to be something else. Yeah. They want to introduce a law where it's class. If you say you don't agree with abortion or you criticize abortion, they want to class that as misogyny, and they want to make misogyny a crime.
Yeah. This is it.
So they want to bring more speech laws and all this shit, man.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, a lot of this still goes back to Islam, innit? All the things that they're trying to get in now, it's all Islamic, innit, realistically. So, bit by bit, your country is turning Islamic. Bit by bit. That's why all your pubs are shutting. That's why all these things are happening. Bit by bit, it's turning Islamic.
Yeah, but I think we're heading towards a social credit score, to be honest with you.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that definitely will become a thing. I don't know if it'll happen in my lifetime, but at some point they'll manage to do that, where people are just too thick to actually, or too sheep-like to realise they've actually just entered into a social credit score.
Yeah, 100%. Cashless society and all that shit, we're definitely pushing for.
Yeah, I think that Sunak, I think will create I think the government will create its own crypto.
They kind of tried it through the COVID period, didn't they? Oh, don't work.
Yeah, use your card and money's dirty. Yeah.
Not that. I mean, what do you do if you're homeless and you've got a card and sleeping in the doorway? You might have been given 20 quid off someone, but what, you can't go and buy food now? That's not good.
Yeah, a lot of these self-checkout things in the supermarkets, they're making pretty much all of them card. You'll have like 1 or 2 that's cash. Tesco's are definitely doing. They've got like 1 that's cash and card, and then all the rest is just card.
Yeah. I don't use them. I'd rather deal with a person. I always say that to him when they say, "Oh, use that." I just say, "No, I'd rather speak to a person. I'm actually keeping you in a job." So
It's true, isn't it?
isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
But, yeah, it's mad. I mean, to me, we just need to have lots more open, honest discussions. That's it. It doesn't matter where it comes from, whose channels, whatever. Just lots of open, honest discussion. If people can leave the discussions on facts and evidence, you know what I mean. You'll all build a better opinion, and then you'll be able to make a better decision. What side you're gonna, what you're gonna side with and what you're not. But at this moment in time, I just think people are just running about on feelings. We need to go back to fact and logic and reasoning. So, crazy.
I think when they shut down someone like Tommy Robinson, whether people agree with him or not, it does kind of show anybody who does try to go against the grain, or even with Gerard Batten, he got even Farage stuck the knife into him, didn't he? Really?
Yeah.
And it's like anybody that goes against the grain, you're gonna have someone or some entity come at you at some point. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I genuinely believe we need unity with all the people in the country. Not everybody, but people from all sides of things. So when you are stood there, it's not just a group of white people or whatever. It's everybody. We all believe what we believe, and that's why we're all stood here today. At that point, you've got, nobody can. Oh, you're racist. Oh, I'm a racist. Look at the crowd, you idiot. You're not racist. You know what I mean? It's you just got to all agree on a handful of things together that you can stand together on. At that point, you starting the tiny baby steps of unity. Do you know what I mean? It's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's like also with platforms and things like that. It's quite hard, isn't it, to with the, oh shit, hold on. Yeah, then I gotta go, mate. But I appreciate you jumping on.
So, mate, good to speak to you, Dave. Nice one.
Yeah, man, nice one.
Take care, mate.
Yeah, man, you too. Take care, mate.
Cool.